Now, American actress and talk show host Whoopi Goldberg is facing a backlash after she said the Holocaust was not about race. She made the comments on a U.S. talk show, The View, which was discussing a decision by a school board in Tennessee to ban the award-winning graphic Holocaust novel, Moss. The school board said it banned the book because its profanity, nudity and depiction of suicide was inappropriate for 13-year-olds. Goldberg told her co-hosts, if you're going to do this, then let's just be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race. Co-host Joy Behar pointed out that the Nazis said the Jews were a different race. She then said, but it's not about race. It's not. It's about man's inhumanity to other man. Whoopi's co-host Anna Navarro responded, but it's about white supremacy. It's about going after Jews and Gypsies and Roma. Whoopi Goldberg then said, but these are two white groups of people, and co-host Sarah Haynes pointed out that the Nazis didn't see them as white. Then Whoopi added, but you're missing the point. The minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about what it is for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It's a problem. The actress has since apologised. Well, with me is our entertainment correspondent, Lisa Mazumba. Lisa, it sounds like a bit of a mess.
Yes, of course, what Whoopi Goldberg says matters. She was talking on The View, a talk show in the States that airs every single weekday. They discuss all sorts of different issues surrounding the nation and across the globe. And of course, she's seen as somebody who's a prominent woman, a prominent black woman, one of the only black women, for instance, to win an acting Oscar. Now, what she didn't do yesterday, she didn't deny the scale or the horror of the Holocaust in, say, terms of numbers. But as you just pointed out, what she did do was say that it wasn't about race. She said it was about, two groups of white people and one's treatment of the other. Now, that's more than an oversimplification. That actually is inaccurate. It diminishes the experience of the Holocaust, as so many people pointed out who were both upset and offended by what she says. The Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, said, the Holocaust was about the Nazis' systematic annihilation of the Jewish people, who they deemed to be an inferior race. So the way that she separated race from the actual experience of the Holocaust was deemed by so many to be upsetting and basically wrong. The Holocaust Museum tweeted out yesterday in what's been widely interpreted as a response to what she said. Racism was central to Nazi ideology. Jews weren't defined by religion, but by race. Nazi racist beliefs fueled genocide and mass murder. Now, as you say, Whoopi Goldberg, since she made those comments, has now apologised. She said on today's show, I said the Holocaust is not about race, but about man's inhumanity to man. I should have said it's about both. The Jewish people around the world have always had my support, and that will never waver. I'm sorry for the hurt I have caused. So that has been accepted by many as an apology for what she said yesterday, because, as I said, she wasn't trying to diminish in terms of scale what the Holocaust happened, but it's the Holocaust. It's always so important to remember the causes of the Holocaust, why the Nazis behaved as they did so unforgivably. And what Whoopi Goldberg said yesterday was seen by many to chip away at that at a time when around the world anti-Semitism is still, such a big, important issue to be dealt with.
Yeah, very much so. It just all felt quite clumsy. Her explanations, her attempts at rectifying what she was saying just felt quite clumsy.
It did, but she's come back and said, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And I think that will be seen by many people as the main thing. Of course, lots of people out there should have said that somebody of her prominence and intelligence should never have said something like that in the first place to such a wide audience, and those comments have been repeated and amplified throughout the world. And of course, what she said previously on the show before she apologised, it does give amplification. It does give support to some people who like to diminish anti-Semitism as a form of not racism, but as a form of racial intolerance, which again is really diminishing what anti-Semitism is all about. And so to try and counter that, they thought it was important, and so many groups have spoken out, pointing out exactly why she was wrong about what she said. And I think they will, at least on the very basic level, they wish she'd never said it in the first place, but at least she has apologised and not try to fudge it absolutely and say, what, you misunderstood what I was trying to say, or, I was, she's basically said, I was wrong. I should have said it was about race when I didn't, and I was wrong in that.
Lisa, thank you very much for bringing us up to date there.